Hi everyone, welcome to another RuneWars video. I'm Chris.
I'm Justin.
And we are going to look at the Uthuk army expansion and the infantry command. I did have to deviate from the Lotari Elves player journal. One, because I've not been playing due to new baby. And two, I did have some requests to do some videos on the Uthuk as well. So here we are. I picked them up 2 days ago. I think I missed the first weekend worth of play. I had some decent feedback from the guys who got them locally. Very fast, so it's pretty cool. And yeah, if you want to talk while I open my toys.
Absolutely.
So you've been playing a little bit of RuneWars as well.
I
Probably
have
about the same as me, which is not as much as you want to.
I've been buying more RuneWars than playing it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Just trying to get enough, I guess, variability between both the human and the undead factions. The
Dark Hand
and
and Wakwa.
Yeah.
Something like that. That's how I pronounce it anyway.
So I'm not ready to dive into the demons as of yet, because I still have a lot to build as of right now, but I'm very glad that you got it.
It's always fun when someone else spends some money.
For sure. I've been intrigued with the demons since this game was first announced. Just to see what they would bring to the table.
Well, obviously checking out the articles, I've gone away a little bit from the FFG articles where they preview everything really early. I try and, other than for X-Wing, because obviously a lot of my bread and butter videos should be making content for that stuff.
Yeah.
I try and not look too much at the spoiler articles and try and get it as it comes out. So I find that it does reduce my excitement slightly if I already know everything about this now, and it's like, oh, I don't want this unit.
For sure.
I'd rather have everything be new and exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like, obviously, they did the same thing when the elves came. Your army handout for the assembly. It should have a nice fluff story.
Nice.
Anything that's helping build the background and the mythos around the actual setting is going to be good for the game.
It's been a good year for Terranoth, right?
Yeah. What's happening?
Right. People in the Dragonhold game that just came out. There's going to be lots more.
That's the story based one. Yeah, it's really cool. So let's have a look first at some upgrades. We'll see what comes in the pack. So we have Fire Rune. I think we've seen that one we've definitely seen that one already. You'll be using it at some point on your crossbows, I imagine. Extra shooting's never bad. Shield wall, on defending, if you have more trays in it, we've seen that's an old one as well. I think that's one's name. Visceria Goblet. I think that's is that Viscera?
Viscera, yeah.
After setup, place one wound token on this card. After your activation, you may discard one wound token from this card to remove one wound. When an enemy is at range 1 is destroyed, place a wound token on this card. Alright, so you get some self-healing. Pretty useful. Fear Incarnate. It's the character, Ravos, the Ever-Hungry only. After the enemy at range 1 to 5 suffers a morale test, it suffers damage equal to a number of morale symbols on the chosen card. Oh, it's good. There's some good synergies there already, I think. Obviously, flipping the morales, it's a valid strategy we've not seen too much. I know that it was relatively prevalent at Worlds, however small Worlds was, fishing for those good morale cards early. And this one just adds extra damage in, so it's pretty good. And then the other specific one for the character, before each end phase you may perform a speed 1 or 2 march. You may treat this as if it was modified by a wheel, by a bank, X-Wing terms.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Warcry we've seen already. Ravos the Ever-Hungry, this is his unit upgrade if you field him inside a unit. Before each end phase, you may choose a unit at range 1 to suffer 1 wound. After setup, each enemy unit receives a panic token and gives you precise 1 and steadfast fear. Spine Thrasher, I'm going to talk about those later because I'm not a big fan of that model. It's unfortunate. Bullpen we've seen, Raven Tabards and Triumphant Cry, we've all seen those before. So that's the upgrade to my pack.
Are they planning to have more crossover between units, like the elf and the humans? There's a little bit of that in the beginning.
So obviously you can field any infantry unit if you take any elven infantry unit in Darkan if you take I forgot her name now. The stupid shooty one.
I was just wondering if there's more of that with it between this and the undead.
Not so much. Like the undead, if you take Mario, the sorcery one, he can take any unit, and it gets corruption tokens on it.
Okay.
But I don't think there's much going this way yet, which I'm happy about at the moment. Because once all 3 factions are fleshed out a little bit more, I don't mind you being able to pick and choose a little bit.
Yeah.
But at the start, I feel like it just leads into that min-maxing type.
And I've heard a lot of people say you need to have 4 opposing factions to provide a good basis for a war game.
I do feel it was one of the big mistakes why RuneWars, I wouldn't say it's floundering, but it's taking a lot longer to pick up pace than they maybe expected, because they've just not handled the launch as well as they have with other things. Like treating it like an X-Wing or an Armada just doesn't work. For a mass miniatures battle game where you're going to have options for multiple units, variety is the key to keeping your player base engaged in it. Having a varied set of opponents, we saw it in the local community where people went from just playing generally stuff that we wanted to see to the first person to take a giant spearman and walk with all of the upgrades and just pushing it through everybody, and then other people coming up with, okay, I'm going to get more under that unit, and then that arms race, but that caps out a lot quicker when you've only got 2 factions.
Yeah.
And you also have the consideration that none of the factions came out complete. Like humans are missing a range unit, undead are missing cavalry, elves are missing an infantry block, and the undead and humans both got the range unit crossbows and the death knights, so they're pretty well rounded now. But the other factions are still missing bits and pieces. So I don't know. I'm not worried about the long-term health of the game. I'm just disappointed
in the pacing.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's
nice. It's nice. Like FFG has the reins on this. This is their world, right? I think my first copy of Descent. It's been over 10 years since I purchased it.
Yeah,
it's
and that's it. I think the generic fantasy complaint will only last so long if they keep building it and keep promoting it and keep doing different little products set in that world. So I think it's good. I really like the game. I think it's a very solid rule set. I think it's really well done.
Oh, I like it. I don't have a lot of history with a lot of war games. A lot of the war games I've gotten into the last few years are just through FFG, right?
Yeah.
Some Armada. RuneWars is fun because it's fast, it's bursty, it's lethal, and you can get a couple games down in an evening.
It scratches that itch for me, but with the change from Warhammer Fantasy into Age of Sigmar, I was left without a mass miniatures battle game. I didn't want to. I'm not a fan of sticking with 9th edition type thing, which was a community-made fantasy game. I never really liked Kings of War and the Mantic product, so this was something new that I was excited to try, and it combines a lot of good things. I really like the bluffing elements from the dials and stuff. So
this comes with new terrain.
Yeah.
Does this new terrain also have new rules with it?
Yeah, we have the rules here. Do you want to pull the terrain out and find the terrain pieces? So we have the 2 pieces, the large 6 capacity piece is the ransacked manor, is the fortified one, and that one has. Oh, this is awesome. It is fortified 1 as a rule and has the score 10 points limit once per game as a special. So for this piece, it's capacity 6. Let's get a quick picture. It's still get away. So you can go into that one, once you occupy it, dial in a special on your dial and get 10 points. Seems pretty cool. The other side of it is the Smouldering Forest. Provides cover. At the end of each round, each unit at range 1 suffers 1 damage. So we've seen that before with the elves, had a similar poisoned thicket type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then the smaller piece, just want to pop that one. Its fortified version is the Pillage card. While a unit at range 1 is defending during a ranged attack, it gains protected 1 for that attack, so it gives you a bit of cover. And the Bone Totem is the other side, and that is while a unit at range 1 is defending, if the attacker gains lethal the red runes. I did have some comment on my video what we're all called. I think that was unstable. I'm going to gamble and say unstable. 1 in 3 chance. For that. No, unstable green. Oh no. Wild runes. I know, I've screwed it up now. The red ones. This is what we're talking about with me not being deep into an E-Force yet. Some good options for a terrain now, especially if we've got all the terrain from the elves as well.
I haven't seen the terrain from the elves, actually.
We'll go for it. On the next video we do, I'll bring it on. We can do a terrain video.
Sweet.
Yeah, awesome. Plans. Stay tuned. Subscribe. Share the videos. The way the terrain works, obviously, is when you get to pick your 6, up to capacity 6 terrain pieces, and I think you can have a maximum of 3 cards that add up to capacity 6.
Mm-hmm.
And the varieties are there now that we're going to start seeing different tactics come from the terrain. Like the elves can get a lot of the overgrown stuff which affects it as well. Do you go defensive and try and take fortified stuff? And I think there's a good balance there, so pretty cool.
Speaking of setup, new set of cards.
Yeah, we have Overextended, which I'll get a picture of to bring up, but is interesting. It is a setup area that is 10 deep into the middle, from the centre of the long edges of the board. So you're going to be like 2 columns hitting each other. And we also have a new mission scenario thing. Before deployment, starting with the first player, players take turns placing 1 objective token within range 1 of a play area edge. After each end phase, each unit at range 1 of at least 1 objective token suffers red rune damage. Then, starting with the first player, each player places 1 objective token from supply at range 1 to red of another objective token. So you're going to have fires spreading across the table. Pretty cool. No extra points, so it's all about killing and staying alive.
Cool.
And then for all these, we'll look at the unit cards. They've mostly been spoiled already, but just for completion's sake for the unboxing. And if you want to do a character, I'll find a miniature.
Ravos the Ever Hungry. Oh, that's the big dude.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. The Inferno Presence. After setup, each enemy receives 1 panic token. Yeah, this guy looks sweet.
Yeah, let's see how easy it is to assemble. Oh, needs a little bit of cleanup. But generally, big chunky fat guy.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the ones I've been looking forward to seeing the most.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, so I've been pretty impressed. I think anyone who watched my first couple of videos for like the unboxing and things, how well the stuff generally goes together. This guy needs a little bit of cleanup, but lots of detail on him.
Yeah, it looks super red.
Yeah. Actually feels a little bit firmer in the plastic than the previous releases, so that'd be good. And then we'll do the spine pressure.
Some of the assembly of the previous, this is like the undead archers.
Yeah.
Getting those arms right.
Just pop it.
That was.
Yeah, this one, that always annoys me.
Yeah.
Boiling water. So if you get it and your big base is bent, put it in warm water, and then transfer it to cold water, and it'll straighten it.
It works so good instantly.
Yeah. This is my least favourite model I've seen for RuneWars. I don't know. I don't like it. Don't know why. I should probably look at the instructions this one. That's interesting though.
So that's a spine thresher?
Yeah. So this guy is the big extra damage siege units, I think they're called.
His claws have mouths in them.
Yeah.
That's pretty rad.
There you go, see?
Right?
I don't know, I'm sure. Okay, now I'm holding it. It's
That's pretty cool.
The pictures don't quite do it justice then. Maybe I'm just not a fan of the paint job on it. But yeah, I think there's too much red on the paint job. I'll probably do it grey to tie in with them and do red somewhere else. Yeah, I think I can work with this. I can work with that. I wasn't as excited about it as I was. I really love the maroon golems. It's probably my favourite.
They're cool. Yeah, you've done some amazing work with those.
Yeah, really cool. What do they do? These ones are brutal. Steadfast Fear. After your activation, they spread panic really well. And then, pretty cheap, 18 points for the single. And then I was going to cover the unit upgrade ones. So the frontline one gives you Brutal 1. And if a defender has a panic token, you may reroll die. So that's pretty cool. That's probably the way I'd go with the unit actually, the frontline. Then the support one. After your activation, each enemy at range 1 to red runes without a panic token sees a panic token Steadfast Fear. That's where I go. That's what it's going to be.
I love this fig. It's got so many chaotic elements to it. It is a quintessential demonic figure, for sure. That's cool.
There we go. These ones are the ones I was looking forward to.
Really?
Yeah, the Flesh Rippers. I'll show you that one.
Yeah, that's sweet.
And then...
You're going to have to get some close-ups of these.
Yeah, I've got plans. They will be on the screen right now as we're talking.
Sweet.
Yeah. So, the Flesh Rippers go together really easily again. Pretty cool. These ones have a red, blue attack. So, not quite as smashy as the human cavalry, but when you consider this bit, before you reveal your command tool, you must perform a speed 1 march.
Oh, really?
They get to move before you reveal the command tool. So,
they'll turn the heat up.
Yeah. Now let's find. I know it's already been spoiled, but let's find it. Where are we? FR01. FR02. So these two here. So we have speed 3, 1 forwards, which can modify into a charge. So they can potentially, you can do initiative 7. You do your, before you reveal, 1 speed march. Then your initiative 7, 3 speed march, and then your modifier of an extra 2 march. So you could do go 6 forwards at the start of the game.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
That's range.
Fast, well, very versatile as well because you can do your march and then your shifts and stuff. I think there's lots of potential for these to surprise people. Their attack has got a surge for. Choose an enemy engaged with you, it suffers damage equal to a number of surges spent. With 2 blue, that's going to add up really quickly.
What's the cost?
22 points gives you the minimum size unit of 2 trays. 75 points gives you your maximum sized unit of 3x3, 9 trays. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think these ones, I would probably be looking at multiple small units. It was shown that MSU can work in World Championships. The guy who won it with the Elves took minimum size units for everything. So I think it's good to see that there's a place for that playstyle as well as the massive units and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think the easier unit can benefit massively. The extra threat from going to maybe the unit of 6 trays, which is 3x2 for 63 points, might be worth it in some builds, but I feel like it's too wide, throwaway-esque units is where I would go with them. I'm not going to go through building all of the infantry, there's 4 different poses, but we have the berserkers. I love this rule. You may suffer 1 wound to gain lethal 1 for this melee attack, limited twice per attack. Steadfast Fear. This is the one where you're going to want a unit of 9 of them. So you can just keep soaking those extra wounds onto yourself. 50 points gets you a unit of 9 trays, and that's going to be pretty good, pretty beefy. Red Bull attack. You can give yourself lethal 2, and realistically, there's no reason why you can't get 2 full units and still have points left over for toys. So that's where I will be spending my money on this army. Yeah, and then the infantry command. Let's see if I can actually open this box. Wait, so I see my wrist. Into my definitely not just on the floor. I always forget that the RuneWars box is open at the top. It gets me every time. I'm really happy actually that FFG shows that they're learning already that the command came out with the army box.
Yeah.
So that was a massive frustration. When the elf boxes came out, they had just the box, and because I wanted to start playing straight away with them and start doing some content, I bought 3 army boxes because that's the only way to build an army that had anything approaching variety.
Yeah.
With the command box coming out straight away, you don't feel like you're handicapped too much by there not being any extra unit expansions and stuff.
Oh, I just went 2 cores right away.
Oh yeah, I just feel like it's hard to make the list feel right with the elves without the extra stuff.
Yeah.
Oh. You know, this is your favourite?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh. I think we've had a lot of these spoiled already. So, there you go, I'm going to let you read your grotesque slasher and different ones.
Grotesque slasher. Grotesque slasher. The dude with the big arm. What's that?
We didn't prep any of this.
No, totally. I'm actually going to get you, because you got the terminology a little more down than me, because I'm a little bit rusty with RuneWars. Yeah. Very rusty. I'll let you fire through that.
Okay, so for a melee attack, after this melee attack, you may exhaust this card to roll 1 blue die. If you roll a hit or a damage symbol, the defender receives 1 stun token. If you roll a surge, the defender receives 1 immobilized token. Then this figure may suffer 1 wound to ready this card. Alright, so it's a 2 wound, 2 defense model, and it's basically going to add extra debilitations and stuff to your opponent. Pretty cool. I'll see what the ones there before I commit to it, if that's what I go for 6 points. Then we have a this one, I should know this one from my Noise Marines days. Cacophony, Reaver.
Oh, that's an actual word. Yeah, because some of the names are hard to pronounce, but...
No, I just can't read it. Cacophony. Play with the top card of your morale deck revealed. Alright. Lethal X. X is the number of morale symbols on your revealed morale card. I like that. 6 points again. Oh, I do like that actually. Yeah, I can see that. Only 1 wound, defense 2. And then the Mutilated Grotesque, this one is for melee or range attacks. You may exhaust this card to add 1 panic. When an enemy engaged with you suffers a morale test, draw 1 additional morale card, even if this card is exhausted. So that ties into what we're saying about the different abilities some of the other things have. This faction does feel like it manipulates morale deck a lot more and focuses on that. So being able to have all those extra tokens, all those extra morale symbols to power through and give you the extra damage from the upgrade we spoke about earlier. So some good synergies there. Okay, then we have the witch sorcery type one. That's the miniature for that one. The Bloodfire Witch is a 5-point upgrade, defense 3 with 1 wound. After energy tokens are cast during setup and the end phase, you may either exhaust this card to recast 1 energy token, suffer 1 wound to recast 1 energy token with inactive unstable runes, even if this card is exhausted. So she can basically help guarantee having some of those red runes, which a lot of the stuff relies on. Whether I would be willing to kill her to take it, 5 points, it could work. I don't feel like it's too much to spend, especially if you built around that turn where you get into combat. Take her off the board and you get your wounds through the unstable runes, or red ones. The Psychosis Siren. You may exhaust this card to cause each enemy at range 1 to unstable runes to suffer, red, because I can't definitely say they're called unstable, to suffer a severity minus 1, severity 1 morale test. You can tell it's been a while since we've done this. And then that is a special action, and it has a second special action. Choose an enemy at range, again, 1 to the red runes. Even if this card is exhausted, that enemy receives 1 panic token. She's 7 points and has the same defense 3, 1 health. I'll have to go through the dials actually before I decide on that one, because that's very dial dependent if you're going to have that modifier or what, or if you need it for something else. I know elves could use something like that quite easily, whereas they suffer more from getting the inspiration tokens down. It's a good way of balancing the game. And then we have finally the 3-point upgrade for the Blood Diviner. She is defense 2 with 1 wound. At the start of each round, look at the top square, that's the blue ones. Yeah. The top number of blue cards of your morale deck. You may exhaust this card to discard 1 of those cards. When a unit at range 1 to 3 loses 1 or more figures, if this card is exhausted, you may ready it. So, again, she lets you control your own morale deck a little bit. The standard bearer.
And that's the cheapest one too, right?
Yeah. Is it this one? Is this one the standard bearer? Yeah. Looks like it. Not really burying his standard so much as it's growing out of him. Okay, so we'll start with the cheapest one, the War Sprinter. Is 1-1 for his defense. While your command 2 is revealed, allies gain a special for perform a speed 1 march. You also gain perform a speed unstable red rune march. So, help speed everything up, which in an already fast faction, pretty cool. The Rage Spine is 4 points. He has defense 3 and 1 wound. After an enemy at range 1 to red triangles suffers the effect of a morale card with 1 morale symbol, you may also suffer the effects of that card. If you do, the enemy suffers the effects of that card again. So just it chains like bad things into more bad things as long as you can absorb it better than your opponents. Seems good. And then the final 4-point standard is defense 2 with 1 wound. When an enemy at range 1 to 5 would suffer a morale test, you may instead cause it to receive panic tokens equal to the severity of that test. Limit once per round. After an enemy at range 1 to 5 performs a rally, it receives 1 panic token. That's awesome. I really like that. That lets you stack. Again, it's all about setting up for the big panic and stuff like that, and adding the token back in when they do a rally is pretty strong. Then the final one is just your unit champion style upgrade. Or so maybe this one is more of your trumpeter. Yeah, because he's shouting.
Is that Big Mouth?
Yeah. Aggressive Shrieker. Yeah, I should have really looked at this first. 5 points is 1 defense, 1 wound. After when you perform a march, treat it as modified by a charge, but you do not receive panic tokens for failure. This is my favourite upgrade for a lot of the different factions have got that type of upgrade. And actually just treat your moves as if they were charges, so you can use your modifiers for other things, and you don't suffer panic for not colliding.
Exactly.
Really strong, especially when we said earlier it's a very fast faction, things can move quickly. If you look at the War Sprinter, for example, the unit he's in can do its move, and then it adds in a special to give you an extra 1 forwards, which would then be considered a charge if the unit doing it has got that guy in. So just they can move and get into combat and do their jobs really quickly.
That's pretty sweet.
The Rallying Shrieker is 1/1 again, 4 points. It has a special. Each other ally at range 1 to 3 may choose to either remove 1 Bane or ready 1 upgrade card. That's good. Removing Banes is always powerful. If you look at things like Lord Hawthorne's ability, it seems really popular where he spreads out tokens, inspiration tokens to everyone nearby. And it lets you not need to do as much of that prep. And obviously readying upgrade cards is really interesting. And it saves modifiers basically. 1 modifier of that unit can, as long as you can get the value out of it on other units. So it's good, I like it. Then the final one is the Tactical Shrieker. He is defense 4 for 1 wound. You do not receive panic tokens for disengaging from enemies. It costs 2 points. 2 points for a defense 4 tank is pretty solid for me. Especially you just put wounds on him, soak up damage. 2 points. I think that's worth it on its own. Having an ability in there as well is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the more cooler things.
Yeah. And then the standard upgrades, mastercrafted weapons, we've seen simultaneous orders. We've seen before, but I think it's going to be extremely strong in this faction. Curse signets, I think we've seen before. When you would receive 1 or more Banes, you instead suffer that number of wounds. Hellbrick Circles we've seen. Fortune Die, yeah. All of those ones are just repeats, which is obviously one of the benefits of RuneWars. You don't have to buy out of faction to get all of your upgrade cards. That is the basic summary for the Uthuk Command and Army expansions. I'm going to try and get them all built up this week, so hopefully in a few days' time we'll be able to do some games. I know Justin's keen to get some RuneWars on the go.
Now just revisiting it with this faction? Yeah. I know what I'm doing again.
Yeah, put together those humans and undead. And
I might need more glue.
But no, I'm pretty impressed with this faction actually. They definitely feel like they're going to have a completely different play style, and just seems pretty good. I don't know that anything feels massively unbalanced at the moment, but I'll tell you once we put it on the table, and we'll see what we can do. I've got 2 army boxes and 2 command boxes to play with to try and build a list. So see what we can come up with. I'll let you guys know before we play the game what the list is going to be, and then we'll go from there. But thanks for watching. I will say, obviously, the Lotari Elf Player Journal isn't dead. It will be getting resuscitated soon, and I'll start doing the painting on them. I've just got a couple more commissions to finish painting before I can start, but they will come out to play as well. But we're going to have some competition for table time of these, but hopefully between Justin and myself, we've got a good amount of all of the factions with a good amount of variety. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure you like the video, comment if you've got any questions, or want to again correct me on which runes are which. Eventually it will sink in. But yeah, cheers and see you later.
Thanks.